You want to make at least $20,000 a month, helping people get in the best shape of their life, doing exactly what you love, being able to have financial freedom and living your dream life. If you're in shape, jacked, or fitness has changed your life and you have the knowledge to help others with that, you should be making at least $20,000 a month. And if you're not, you should keep watching this video because I'm going to show you how. And if you're currently a coach and you're struggling to hit $20,000 a month, I'm going to show you how you can easily get there. Now, the online coaching business is booming nowadays, but a lot of people are stuck and they feel like 20K a month is something that they could never obtain. They could never even imagine getting to that. But if you feel that way, it's not because that's actually the truth. It's because you're going about this the wrong way. And if, again, you have yet to start, but you've thought about, hey, maybe I could be an online coach, and then you've stopped like, man, no, I don't think I could be successful at that. I'm gonna show you exactly how you could in this video. Most coaches are broke because they think that more effort equals more earning. And yeah, while working harder is gonna get you more results, we don't just need to work harder, we need to work smarter. Just because you do the same shit that you were doing when you were at, 2K, 5K, 10K, whatever you're at, doesn't mean it's gonna get you to 20K. And $20,000 a month requires systems, not just effort. And these systems provide leverage for us to convert people into paying clients. And I'm gonna show you 4 levers that you can use today. This is going to be clarity, attention, conversion, and retention. And again, I'm gonna show you how all of these levers can be used with content so that you can turn people into paying clients. Now, before we get into that, I wanna talk about your mindset, because your mindset has to change for you to actually do this properly. If it doesn't, you're gonna stay spinning your wheels, or you're not gonna be successful at this. Your problem is not effort. Again, it's identity. I need you to stop thinking like a personal trainer, and I need you to start thinking like a business owner, because owners focus on acquisition, lifetime value, and systems. These things are going to help you continuously keep people in your funnel, always have paying clients, and never struggle to at least make $20,000 a month. And this is coming from somebody that averages $100,000 a month. Now, you need to have offer clarity, and this offer clarity is gonna come in your content. Stop selling just generic weight loss when you make content. Anybody can be a glorified calculator and tell people their calories and macros, right? I could go to a website if that's all I wanted. But specificity is what prints money. And I want you to pick a niche whenever you make a video. Don't just pick a niche and only sell to that person, because then you're limiting your ability to get clients in the door. But when you make a piece of content, pick a niche, solve someone's specific problem. And when you start solving people's specific problems and serving them, they're going to feel like you're talking to them. And when you're able to be authentic and you're able to be yourself while you're doing this, they're also going to see your personality. They're going to relate to you, connect to you. That's going to make them trust you and eventually buy from you. So you do have to be yourself. You have to be authentic, but you have to solve problems when you make content. You have to speak to an individual. Once you're able to do this, marketing becomes pretty simple and getting clients in the door becomes very easy. So create a core offer that is specific to an individual's needs and solves the individual's problem, not just one problem. So don't just focus on fat loss or body recomp or bodybuilders or whatever. Focus on serving people, whichever people that relate to you, connect to you as an individual, and also really love your content, not just because you can make fitness content, or not just because you can tell them their calories or macros, or tell them how to eat, or tell them how to train, but because they like you for who you are. Because they want so bad just to be talking to you that they're willing to buy your coaching. And if I can have conversation with somebody, I can get them connect with me, I can get them to trust me, to like me, I'm gonna be able to do business with them, right? So if I'm able to do that, I'm never going to have a lack of paying clients. And then I want you to be able to price your offer high enough to where it almost hurts you when you start off with. Now, you shouldn't be so scared of this price to where you're like, I could never close on that. But when you pick a price point, you should almost be like, dang, could I close on that? Right? It should almost like scare you a little bit, because you don't want to undervalue yourself. Don't charge like $200 a month for coaching. Don't charge just $100 a month for coaching, right? That is low value stuff. That is not showing people that your time is valuable, and that is not gonna bring in high quality clients. That's only gonna bring in low quality clients, bums for lack of a better term, that are not gonna be fun clients to work with, even if they become paying clients. Now, this client acquisition engine is what we're gonna talk about next. There's 3 ways to get attention. You can buy it, you can earn it, or you can borrow it. With that, I want you to stop just posting random workouts. And again, every single time that you make a piece of content, I want you to post content that resonates, that solves a specific problem for a person. Now, you can do this with lead magnets, you can do this with challenges, you can do this with review content, audit content, which positions you as a a person of authority. You can do this with any type of content that, again, resonates with a specific individual and is authentic to your personality and who you are, how fitness and nutrition and, again, things that are of your personality relate to you and show people what you're about. So I need you to stop just posting random workouts, but every single time you make a video, post content that actually resonates, that actually solves people's problems and speaks to them specifically. Now, you can do this with lead magnets, you can do this with challenges, you can do this with review content, audit content. You can do this with content that just shows that you have a specific quirk, speaks to your personality, but shows people who you are. And again, brings people in because it doesn't just give them their calories and macros or tell them how to train or but actually speaks to them, actually connects to them, and actually makes them feel connected to you. Now, there's 3 types of content that I want you to use to do this. There's top of funnel content, there's middle funnel content, and bottom funnel content. Now, top of funnel content is gonna be, again, videos more that just show your personality, more viral videos, more viral style content that just gets people in the door, gets them coming to your page. Right? It gets them actually viewing your content in the first place. And this is important because it gets eyes on your page and actually gets people seeing your offer. People cannot take the offer that they don't know is on the table. So if you can't get eyes on your page, then how do you sell, right? And then there's gonna be middle funnel content. And this is gonna be content like review content, workout content, meal prep content, any type of content, again, that's specific to fitness, nutrition, mindset when it comes to getting in shape, that speaks to an individual and solves their problems. But again, when you make this content, don't forget to be yourself, be authentic, because that's what actually helps people connect to you. And then you have that bottom of funnel content. This is content that either replies directly to someone who's commented on your videos. It is something that literally speaks to that individual. So whether you're replying to a comment, whether you're replying to a DM, and showing that you're replying to a DM, whether you overlay that in the video, et cetera, but speaking to an individual. And for this content, really don't focus on views, just focus on the people that are engaging with it. Put it this way, if you only get, 100 views on that video and you only get 5 likes, but you're charging, $3,000 for your coaching program, those 5 likes turn into 5 paying customers. That's a good bit of money, right? Charging $3,000 for 12 weeks of coaching, you get 5 paying customers, 5 times 3, $15,000 when it comes down to it. 3, 6, 9, 12, $15,000. That's what you could make off of that bottom funnel content. So with this, again, don't focus on likes, don't focus on views. This is specifically speaking to individuals that are going to become paying customers. Now, with your sales, I also want you to focus on filtering, not convincing. Remember this, you are not sold, you are bought. So if you're constantly trying to sell people, you're gonna have a hard time getting paying customers, right? People wanna buy you. They wanna buy your coaching, but they're only gonna want to do that if they can connect with you, they can trust you, they can like you. And that's more about, honestly, like becoming your friend. And again, being able to show you who I am, show you the things I've struggled with, not just being this robot, but actually creating content that speaks to that individual. And then when I get them in the door, I engage with them in the DMs, I get them on a sales call, treating them like a human, actually talking to them like I would talk to a person in real life, not just trying to sell them, not just trying to script them. That is really gonna hurt your sales. If you're just treating people like numbers, you're not treating them like people. Now, when you're getting on calls, I do want you to have a script, right? And the script should focus on their pain points, focus on their dream, like where they want to be, and then that should transition or bridge into your offer and how that can solve their pain points and get them to where they want to be or get them to their dream, right? Now, again, with this script, don't just mindlessly follow it, because every individual that you get on a call is going to be different, have different pain points, have different struggles. You got to talk to them like a person. If you're not able to do that, if you're scared to get on calls and just be yourself and treat people like people and ask questions like this, then maybe this isn't for you. So if they hesitate, you got to fix the belief in themselves on the call, because either they doubt themselves and their ability to follow through, or they don't think it's possible for them to get to where they dream to be, or they don't believe in your system. But you need to follow up with this individual and you need to give them the value on that call for free, like your rent depends on it. You need to be focusing on changing their life. Because if the person on the call gets their life changed, if you give them that value where they're like, oh my God, this dude changed my life for free 99, they're gonna be 1,000 times more likely to invest in your coaching. So you should be focusing on giving them that value like your rent depends on it. Next thing I want you to focus on is systems and retention over just always chasing clients. If you focus on retention and keeping clients and always having renewing clients as well, because your clients love you, they love your personality, they never want to get away from you, then you're never going to be constantly chasing clients. We don't want to be constantly chasing clients to feel like we're scratching tooth and nail just to get to our revenue goal every single month. Now, how do we fix this? I want you to automate your onboarding process. Like, just make it easier for you. Are you writing programs through Google Docs? Are you writing programs from scratch, like on Word Doc? Are you doing things in a way that's causing you to waste time, for lack of a better term? Are you not having systems in place that allow you to save time, still customize these programs so that they're specific to the individual, but not to where you're having to spend hours and hours and hours writing new plans, getting clients onboarded, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, which is taking away from your ability to actually scale your business. So automate and systemize as much things as you can when it comes to your onboarding process, your check-ins, your billing. I also want you to focus on giving lifetime value and client compliance with your program. Is your program able to be customized to an individual? And is your coaching so helpful that people don't have complaints about it, that they are effortlessly able to follow your plan? Because again, it fits their life, their needs. Are you able to give them that value that is going to change their life forever? Again, that lifetime value. Are you able to give that in your coaching? If you're able to give that, then you are never, ever, ever going to lack clients, going to be chasing clients, or scratching tooth and nail to hit your revenue goal every single month. Don't forget, community keeps clients longer than progress too. So if you can create a community that makes people feel loved, makes them feel welcomed, and again, they like you, they just enjoy interacting with you every single day, and they're making progress, you think they're ever going to leave? No, they're not. Next thing we're going to talk about is scaling versus diversification. So you should be hitting at least $20,000 a month consistently before you focus on diversifying or really like getting a team on board, getting a setter, closer, et cetera, et cetera. Because I could hit $20,000 to $30,000 a month effortlessly by myself. And that was just a matter of having the right systems and having things automated as much as possible when it came to onboarding, billing, when it came to, just writing client plans. So it was still individualized to the client, like I've talked about, but also so I wasn't just wasting time doing monotonous stuff, clicking extra buttons and starting from scratch all the time. So creating the right systems in place for me to be able to do that was what really mattered. So don't focus on diversifying before you can hit $20,000 a month consistently, because a lot of businesses fail because they overextend themselves, right? They hire too many employees, they overinvest, they get into too much debt before they actually can hit that consistent revenue. I also want you to have some sort of upsell with your coaching, right? With this upsell, I would make that your core offer, right? And then with your core offer, you could always add in a little bit more oomph, like, personal one-on-one calls, or like weekly webinars to your current clients, or like a private community that only like elite clients get access to, that you can upsell people to once they get on your core offer. Then I want you to have like passive offers. This is like templates, DIY plans. This is stuff that I use as free magnets to get people in the door, to get people like, hey, he's giving me this stuff for free. And that gets me to kind of start a conversation with them. They get to see what value I can give them for free. They get to see how I can change their life for free. And then that makes them just more likely to get on the call and to actually hear what I have to say, because they're like, damn, Alistair's already changed my life for free. He's already helped me do all this stuff. So I wonder what he'd be able to do on the call. And once I can see how I can change their life, like we've talked about, talking about their pain, talking about their dream, and then how my program is the bridge from their pain points to being where they dream to be at, that's how I get them to pay. Once you get to $20,000 a month consistently, that's when I would focus on diversification. And that's when I would hire some sort of, sales team, or just starting off with like a setter and then getting a closer, then maybe a sales team manager, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And if you're more curious on the details of this stuff, how to build a team, this is stuff that I help my clients with 100%. I help my clients once they get to $20,000 a month consistently build out their teams and actually put setters on their offer, help them set up go high level automations and all types of stuff so that we can blow past $20,000 a month easily. Now, again, a little recap. At the end of the day, this really, really comes down to your content. Having content that speaks to an individual, that shows your personality, gets people to connect to you, gets people to like you. And that comes from, again, top of funnel content. That's the content that shows your personality. That's more viral content that gets people in the door, that gets them looking at your page. You got your middle funnel content that solves their problems, like reaction content, workout content, meal prep content, et cetera, et cetera. That also is authentic to you, shows your personality so they can connect with you. Then you've got your bottom funnel content that speaks directly to an individual, solves a specific problem, and really converts these people into paying clients. Now, if you want to go more in depth on where you're at now, where you want to be, and how you can get to $20,000 a month consistently, DM me 10K on Insta and we can set up a call, or comment on this video click the link in the description to set up a call and we can go from there. Now, don't forget, at the end of the day, the fastest way to $20,000 a month is following these systems that we've laid out simply and consistently. If you implement this stuff, you will hit $20,000 a month. Easy. And if you're confused about any of the stuff that I've talked about, and again, want to go more in depth, like I said, DM me on Instagram, 10K, or click the link in the description so that we can set up a call.